Dieball, Texas.
Yes,
Texas
sir.
Longhorns. Green Bay Packers, Jermichael Finley, and I started with Dieball because East Texas is Beast Texas.
Beast Texas, baby.
Beast Texas.
Beast Texas. That's what football was invented.
Yeah. All right. If you had to, and I think because East Texas isn't like there's not a big city in it, right?
Yep.
So like Miami, Dallas, Houston, they have all these like Tampa's got some, Atlanta. They get all this concentration of talent, and people say it. But if you lined up, just went from Marshall down, do you think that that East Texas could rival any of those places?
Absolutely. We was talking about that not too long ago in the debate that I was having with some friends. It was like, man, I can go down to East Texas and we can cut off on the Angelina County line, and I can get all them kids down there and get a whole team.
Yeah.
It's just the thing. They don't get out of school. But if I was to go collect all of them that didn't finish school and all the guys that got in trouble and all of those guys and collected all of those guys in one circle, beats Texas.
Yeah, I absolutely true. Absolutely. So what's it like now your son Kaydon's getting recruited?
Oh, yeah.
What is it like being on this side of it as a dad and the experience that you can give him that now is really, really different?
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Yeah. One thing I do, I try to for sure stay out of it. I try to make it his process, but I'm the filterer, I'm the overlooker, I'm the Jerry Jones of the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just so much different now because they can come do a lot more, NIL, and the kids got social media out the woodwork. So I just try to tell him to, keep everything small. You know what I mean? Keep it small. The decision you make, don't make it on the uniforms, don't make it on the city. Make it on the relationship of the coaches and a family. Because this is going to be a 3 or 4 year process. Yeah. And I just try to make sure he see the big picture in the thing.
Yeah. What you had Mack Brown recruiting you.
Oh yeah.
Which we just had him on the show a couple weeks ago. He's moving back to Austin.
Yep.
All that. What was it like being recruited by that guy? And then obviously you went to Texas, and I'm sure it was a battle from everybody in the area for you. But but when Mack Brown walks in, does it kind of like trump almost everything else for you?
Yeah, it's just like anything else nowadays. All the big colleges that's going on. You got the Kirby Smarts, you got the Sarkeesians, and you got the Freemans of the world. If those guys walk in your living room and say, the sky's blue, you're going to be like, the sky's purple, you're going to be like, oh, I think so. Yeah. It's just one of those things. You know what I mean? They're the head man, and they creating a winning program. So I think Mack Brown was one of those guys. He could have ran for president at the time.
I think I'd vote for him
still
tomorrow.
Could. Yeah, he still could.
Let's get him. I think he can fix more problems than most of those guys can.
Yeah, and be very smooth and calm about it.
Yeah, no. My father went to A&M. I went to Florida State.
I feel bad for him.
But I grew up here's the thing. I grew up, hating the Longhorns.
Yep.
And I'll just admit I probably never stopped doing it a little bit, but when you meet someone like Mack Brown or Steve Sarkisian, it's really hard because you're like, oh no, this is a good dude.
Yeah,
this is a good dude.
Solid cat.
This is a good dude right here, and now I'm not so mad when you win, and that makes me mad at me for being mad about being the thing,
No, and that's what makes Texas so great. We do get great coaches, great head men, great city guys that takes care of the city and take care of our players also. So Sarkeesians, the Mack Browns of the world are just tremendously outstanding coaches also.
What does it mean to you to see the revival in the program that Steve Sarkisian, you guys built a lot there. And then there was a decade where I think there was a lot of stolen valor of the players. Like they walked in and they're like, oh, I'm a Texas Longhorn. And they forgot that
play.
That Roy Miller and Vince Young and Colt McCoy and Quan Cosby and Jermichael Finley's they built that stuff. You guys built it.
And I think a lot of history in that program of guys that's coming in now, they see it. I see guys hitting me up often. They're like, thank you, OG. Thank you, you know what I mean, vet, thank you, whatever, you know what I mean, big bro. So they know, you know what I mean, and I think it's coming back as we speak, you know what I mean, slowly but for sure. But I'm excited to see where Texas is going to go in this next couple of years also.
Of the quarterbacks in this league right now, obviously I'm sure as a tight end you would love to play with Mahomes because he loves his tight ends.
Right, he does.
Is there someone that you would like, man, I would have loved to catch passes from that guy?
Of course, Mahomes. Of course, the Tom Brady's of the world.
Yeah.
Even Jared Allen. I like him also because he's a gunslinger. He loves to throw it. Guys of that nature, of course.
Yeah.
But once again, I have one of the best at the position, so it's hard to say that when you have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my career was awesome, and man, I'm just looking forward to seeing what my Longhorns and the Packers are going to do this upcoming season.
Yeah. You like Jordan Love? You like what you see from him?
I like Jordan Love. He's got all of his footballs in front of him.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of football in front of him, so excited to see what he's going to do.
What is it like being a Packer? I mean, that is, you've got two different things because in Austin it is like it's kind of a different thing, and then you go to Green Bay where it's like it's almost like you go from working for like a big company to working for a mom and pop, right? Like it feels that way. It's small. The draft is there this year. It's a different experience of maybe any professional sports team in the world, right?
Yeah, it's just like reading a book. Austin is a dictionary. When you go to Green Bay, it's like a picture book. Everything is so vague. You know what I mean? It's simple. You know what I mean? And when I got to Green Bay, it was very simple. You knew where you ate. You knew how to get to the facilities because it's not too big to get around. And just the fans was just so awesome. You know what I mean? It was just a fan base that you cannot find anywhere else. And that's one thing that I left with from Green Bay.
Yeah, it's one of our producers back home, Jack McKenzie's a huge Packers fan. He's going to be jealous that he missed this one. You were here with Mueller Sports, and they've got this really cool thing. So, you as a former NFL player, this kind of stuff wasn't like it was just kind of coming around when you were in the league.
Yeah, at the time it was a normal text. Now investing with these guys, my time and all the things. Mueller Revive is one of the best things smoking right now because of, you know what I mean. I had tons of wear and tear, and I'm still running with my kids and doing all that thing. So when I get home, I throw these bad boys on. I put 95 pressure on them, and I do 30 minutes every day. And my legs feel rejuvenated daily, and it gets me going for my next exercise the next day.
You have how many? 5?
I got 5 boys.
5 boys.
Yep.
You're like, how much milk you go through in that house?
You're right. I probably go through a gallon, 2, 3 a week.
Yeah.
3 a week.
My best friend had 3 brothers and a sister.
And eggs. Eggs. Yeah, bro. We probably spend a week of groceries, probably 1,500, 2 racks.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So how often do you you guys go to the store, you think like, hey, I'm going to come home and I have this.
Yeah.
And then you open the fridge and it's gone. You're like, what the hell?
Every other day we grocery shopping, no joke. Not even kidding. Now it's Uber groceries. You got all these grocery sites now, and you can just go in and do what you want.
So you now have to train yourself to if I want to eat this, I better take it with me.
I better get mine in because I usually do. I tell them to make my plate first.
What was Chris Rock's joke? Was Daddy only gets the big piece of chicken?
Give me the big boy.
Yeah,
and y'all get the ones around it. I got to eat first. Straight up.
Yeah. So how far along is Kaydon in his recruiting process? It's still pretty early for him, right?
It's early, but we're making him chop it down to turn into a pro and make him go into the season playing football. You know what I mean? I don't want him going and worrying about this, worrying about that. I want him to commit somewhere, and we're going to ride it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're going to go back to the old-time religion.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of new opportunities, but the old-time religion, I like the way you say that, those things kind of work when you decide, don't decide where you could be for a minute. I think a lot of guys going well, if I don't like this, I'll just transfer. No, go where you're going to be in love with, and then if you have to transfer for whatever reason, then transfer. Don't transfer. Don't go somewhere and go, well, I'll just be here until I don't like it.
And you can't do that. I think it's messing up college football and messing up youth today because guys know they can go somewhere. They don't like one little thing about it. They can say, I'm out of here. And I think they need to put a filter on it and change a couple things around.
Well, I mean, how much it was not easy from day one for you at Texas, right? And you were highly recruited, right? So I'm sure you had times you're like, you know what? I'm going back to dodgeball. I'm going back. Like, I don't want to lift another weight. If this dude yells at me one more time, Mack's not as nice when we're practicing. You know, like all those things.
Oh man, it was plenty of times that it was times that I was ready to bail out and say I'm done with it. You know what I mean? But now that I'm here, it taught me a lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to hear you say that. And Jermichael, it's always great. We've had you on. Like, it's been a few years. We had you on in like I would say in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, I remember you. I remember your face.
Yeah, thanks. See, there it's hard to forget.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
It was nice talking to you again, man.
Always great to have you. Good luck to Kaydon. Good luck to the rest of the four boys too. Good luck to you for surviving that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Yeah, Jermichael Finley here with Mueller Sports. This 365 Sports.